Hey everybody, Drew here from Pella Cars. Absolutely honored to bring you guys this beautiful 2010 Mazda CX9 all the way up from Virginia. It is rust-free underneath and in absolutely incredible condition inside, outside, and underneath. It's got 162,632 miles on it. And this video, the purpose is to show you any flaws that you wouldn't see in photos. And you definitely do not see them. You will in person and you will in this video. That's why, we want to make sure there's no surprises when you get here, which is why why we do these videos. And also there's going to be some kind of like review and practical application information in this that might be useful if you're shopping for a car and you're not considering this specific one, but any Mazda CX9 of this generation. So if any of this is helpful, feel free to subscribe to the channel and like the video because we do a lot of this. And by the way, if you're watching this in any of the lower 48 states, we easily ship all over the country and we can ship all over the world. But of course, when it's over oceans, it gets expensive. Anyways, jumping in, the front has very few, imperfections to speak of, just a couple stone chips. Like here, there's a scuff, and this is the majority of what you wouldn't notice in photos. If I step back and just look at the vehicle, now that I pointed it out, you don't notice it, but if I get right up on it, you can definitely see it. Just a couple scuffs throughout. These tires, these are Firestone Destinations. These are really, really good tires for SUVs. And by the way, it's worth pointing out, this is a front-wheel drive vehicle, just like a Honda Odyssey minivan, or just about any mid-size car today, like a Honda Accord, Mazda 6, Toyota Camry. Is front-wheel drive. SUVs that are not truck-based, which is this is not. A truck-based SUV is like a Tahoe or a Suburban. Meaning the rear wheels power the car unless it's in four-wheel drive. This is a front-wheel drive vehicle that was available with all-wheel drive, meaning it can power the back wheels if they're needed because you're stuck. But this is a front-wheel drive vehicle that is very effective on even the snowiest Rochester days, just like a normal car is. It's just not going to be as good if your driveway is a big hill and there's like 5 inches of snow on it when you get home from work. But absolutely Rochester friendly vehicle. My family, we have 4 kids. We own a Honda Odyssey minivan, which is just front wheel drive, and we've done fine for almost 10 years that way. Speaking of which, this one was tempting to keep, but our kids are still little and there's 3 car seats. So, and we'll get to that as we go through the car. So just a couple little marks on the side here, and it's almost impossible to show you, but you can tell the door was open to something. If we get it right angle, you can see there's a tiny little ding like on the edge of the door. There is a ding right there, and another scuff right there. Back tires again, perfect, or newish, very recent, and in absolutely perfect shape. Underneath is remarkable. Again, being a Virginia vehicle, there's no rust under there that wouldn't come off with a grill brush. That's just, it's surface rust. Like if you got a piece of metal wet and left it outside, what it would do. It's not, crusty structural falling apart rust like a Rochester car would be. On the back here, there's just a couple little marks on the bumper, which again, at 14 years old, 162,000 miles is, I would say normal. It's substantially less than normal, actually. But I just wouldn't want you to be surprised if you showed up, because you're not going to see these in a picture. There is a little bit of like haziness to the paint from behind what was one of those magnetic stickers, or mags, or whatever it said. It's gone now. In the back, so this is where we get into some kind of like review information. This is a 3-row vehicle, and I'll show you guys. Let's see here. So, first of all, the back, and we'll do the entire interior. The back seats are just in absolutely perfect condition. So are the floors. Extremely easy to access the third row. You can either fold the seat flat like that, or this lever, grab that, and the whole thing slides forward. I mean, an adult, even somebody that's not, as flexible as they once were, can easily get into the third row of this. Again, like I said, it was actually kind of tempting to keep this one, as our Honda Odyssey is quite advanced in miles and years. With 4 car seats, it's doable. It's absolutely doable. Probably leave, so if you're watching this and you've got 4 kids, I would say, you've got 2 of them there. This seat you leave open and put them back there. We have 3 car seats, so it would be much easier. Cargo room, which we'll get to. is one of the concerns, but a very usable and awesome third row. So this has over 17, I believe it's 17.4 or 17.2 cubic feet of cargo space behind the third row, which is massive. To put that into perspective, that's more than a Chevy Tahoe of the same year, and that is like substantially more than a Honda Pilot or an Acura MDX. Like the Acura, it's about 9 inches from here to the end. Just as high off the ground, and the glass in the back of the seat get even closer. If you fold down this third row, if you don't need it, there is an incredible amount of cargo space in this vehicle. To put this into perspective, your typical minivan like a Honda Odyssey is going to have about 35 to 40 cubic feet, which is massive. The reason for that is it's deeper this way, and that would go down to almost the paint way deep down there, and the back of it doesn't curve like that, it's straight up. So but at almost half of what a minivan has, I guess my point is, if you're shopping for this vehicle, if you have a bunch of kids like we do, once you get to the stage where most of them are not in car seats, and if you don't travel heavy, there's no reason that this would work for a family of 6 or even 7. Absolutely fantastic vehicle, and it's got nice power closing rear tailgate, which is super handy at about 5'7". I mean, I'm easily able to just grab it and put it down, but if you're much shorter than me, that button's going to come in really handy. So on this side, again, a little scuff right there. There's a scratch that's touched up. A little scuff right there. Inside, driver's seat, heated leather, by the way, and with a side airbag, is absolutely perfect, and so is the floor mat. Just other than the little bit of dust that's on it, it's absolutely perfect. No staining, very, very minor discoloration from wear, just in incredible condition, and so is the door skin here. Inside, it's got, let me zoom out, you've got Bluetooth connectivity, a backup camera, cruise control. It is smart key, but it's the old school kind where you actually grab this nub and turn it like a key. But the fob, which I'll show you, there's 2 of these, by the way. This actually stays in your pocket. If this ever dies, there's a regular car key that comes out, and then there's some buttons to remove this plastic nub, and you stick it in the ignition to start the car. So you can also make like a 3rd and 4th backup key that way if you want to, in case you lost both smart keys. But just absolutely wonderful condition. Sunroof, of course, on the loaded model. And by the way, it's the 2 front doors do have the smart key button on it. The back, again, just absolutely perfect condition. Go over to the passenger side and show you that. Passenger side looks like it wasn't even used. Leather, again, perfect condition. Floor mat, perfect condition. This vehicle is extremely impressive in terms of performance, which is, again, kind of more like review information than it is about this specific vehicle. We're going to start it up. So, again, that key is still in my pocket, and just that's how you start up. It's got a 3.7 liter V6, and it is very powerful. And take you guys for a ride here. Again, heated leather seats, which is awesome. The stereo in this car is, as somebody that considers themselves an audiophile, I mean, I would be elated if every car I owned had a stereo even half this good. It literally sounds like it's got like 2 12-inch subwoofers in the back and aftermarket tweeters up front. It thumps, for lack of a better term, and has really crystal clear highs, and is bone stock. It's a Bose stereo. So the way this drives, almost, I mean, it has like almost sports car DNA. It handles incredibly, and I'm barely gonna get on it. So like that's a 3,700 RPM shift, and we're already going, 50 miles per hour, and I barely got on it. I'm zoomed out, my hands are off the wheel, drives perfectly straight. Straighten up here, the road's a bit crowned. I hit the brakes for you there. Stops perfectly straight, accelerates perfectly straight. It handles just really, really tight. Again, being used to our family vehicle, which is a Honda Odyssey. If you're coming from Odyssey, Sienna, Dodge Caravan, even Toyota Highlander or Honda Pilot, getting in this, you're gonna notice it right away, and then of course you get used to it if you own it. This is a very, very powerful and very nimble vehicle. And again, going back to some of that review information, I'm amazed at just how much space it is. We're family of 6, and we can make this work, and we travel a lot. So if you don't travel a lot, and if you travel particularly light, this is a breeze. For us, it's not quite enough room, but I believe for the average family with, you know, of 5 or of 4, it's more than enough room. Absolutely incredible. And again, we'll maybe get on it a little bit for you here. Engine has a wonderful sound to it. Transmission shifts wonderfully. Just an all-around wonderful vehicle. And being a front-wheel drive model rather than, and that's 65 with the hands off the wheel, by the way. Being an all-wheel drive model, or a front-wheel drive model, not all-wheel drive, it's substantially less complicated and therefore has a lower cost of ownership. And again, it's not like it's rear-wheel drive like a Chevy Suburban or, you know, a Ford Explorer or something like that, where it's bad in the snow. Front-wheel drive is as good in the snow as, you know, just about any sedan today and most small SUVs. The rear wheels would only kick in if you were going really slow and you got stuck. That's the only time that it really makes a difference. It does not make a difference driving down the road. Rear wheel drive, when it's just your back tires pushing the car, that is what is not at all appealing in a snowy climate. So anyways, I'm Drew. I hope you like this video. If you're shopping for this specific car and you want to buy it, you're more than welcome to reach out through the website www.pellacars.com, or you could buy it online. We could ship it to you. Of course, we would love to meet you in person and have you do a test drive. You can set that appointment on the website as well, or just call us 585-771-0111. And if you're watching this and it was helpful in your, you know, in your process of shopping for a similar vehicle elsewhere, and you're not considering this one but you did like the video, giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel tells us that we're doing a good job of these video walkarounds, and it gives us the warm and fuzzies, and we appreciate it. So again, I'm Drew for Pella Cars, and I really appreciate your time. Thanks much. Bye-bye.